This Crip Mac situation is one of the saddest things I've ever witnessed and watched in real time. So Crip Mac brought his mom to do an interview with him on No Jumper. And what we quickly realized and witnessed is that, you LA dudes are not gonna see heaven. This interview revealed a lot of sad and terrifying things about Crip Mac reality that we kind of suspected but never had any confirmation until this interview. And it also gave us a look into what the mom think of his online antics and who he became. And it's not good. She literally burst into tears in the middle of the interview when discussing who Crip Mac had become.
You're saying
Mama Bear has a path to ride motorcycles to. She's done with life. My path is to gangbang, so I get a death penalty.
And that's something that we understand.
So
it's dangerous both ways.
Oh, no, I mean it.
No, he's reshuffling his thoughts. Trust me, I know that silence.
Well, okay, how does that feel though to hear your son say something like,
because
path in life is to gangbang until I get a life sentence? What does that say?
Because I know that's
okay.
not what I know is going to come to pass. That's not the behavior he's demonstrating now. That may be something that he puts out the universe, but it's not what he's going to do
Mama
to
Bear.
conclusion. Is this
Continue to ride your motorcycle.
So, no, I definitely
take care of Granny Bear. I'm serious.
I definitely am understanding.
When the job can't get done, Master Skate Instruction's gonna get it done.
He's come along.
She handles it pretty well initially, but as the interview goes on, it becomes perfectly clear she's devastated. She's devastated because Crip Mac is essentially a loser, bro. Crip Mac grew up in Chino Hills. She worked 3 to 4 jobs to put Crip Mac through school, gave him the best mental health treatment, put him in the best schools, put him in the best neighborhoods. He lived in a mini mansion in Chino Hills. This man had a life that people would die for. But he went back to meet up with some cousins at some family functions a couple of times. Those cousins was neighborhood Crips and gang banging. So he decided he wanted to imitate his cousins, not the big cousins. He wanted to imitate his little cousins. See, Crip Mac got put on a 55th Street Crip at like 26 years old. He's 34 right now. He got put on at 26 years old. So Crip Mac woke up as a 26-year-old mentally ill, schizophrenic man, and they confirmed it in this video as well, that he is mentally ill. He does have schizophrenia. He woke up as a mentally ill 26-year-old man and said, I want to be a gangbanger. And the gangbanger says, that's what we need. We need a crash out dummy. We need somebody who's not right in their head. Somebody who probably don't have no impulse control. Somebody who probably shouldn't be riding around with a gun. We need you. And they put on a mentally ill, mentally unstable, schizophrenic man to their hood to be a crash dummy. And the mom is sitting back like, because she realized there's no saving this dude. No saving him. Your mom is right next to you, and you're talking about your only mission in life is to gangbang till you die or get the death penalty. This is the final form of Dusty. I'm sorry, bruh. This is the final form of a dust mite. This man, who got a kid, by the way, didn't say, I want to be successful to take care of my kid. He didn't say, I want to be successful to take care of my mama and my grandmama, to pay their bills and buy them a house. His life goal is to catch the death penalty. Y'all lucky I'm not in charge, bro. What we waiting for? If his life goal is to catch the death penalty, why wait for him to go ahead and hurt somebody? Arrest him now. Arrest him and put him on death row. Make his wish come true.
Okay. So when did the behavioral issues start to kick in? With
the
Mac?
schizophrenia.
Oh, right before.
Just anything getting in trouble at school, even before the
going
diagnosis.
to military school.
Oh,
that's
really?
what I knew.
Talking doctors.
Yeah, military school.
Well, military school
therapist.
must have been when he was what, like 16 or something?
No. He was 8. It was 7 and 8.
Oh, wow.
And he lasted about a year. And they got to the point. I mean, they were doing great stuff. Scholastics, they were doing PT, they were doing drills, but he just wasn't latching on. He had other things that he was preoccupied with doing. And we didn't know that his mental illness, of course, had, taken over that. And
at 8,
there was
what was he preoccupied doing?
What was he preoccupied doing?
Hearing voices.
Just destruction.
Just fighting and stuff?
Just all of it. Fighting anyone and anything that stands in his way of, getting what he needs.
Okay.
So, but always a good person. No, you weren't bad.
We had
you weren't terrible.
We had the military school, and we lasted. We went to, me and her, we flew to Texas when I was 14 years old.
Right.
And
the 55th Street Crip leader who put on Crip Mac, y'all not seeing heaven, bro. Whoever put on Crip Mac from 55th Street, y'all not seeing heaven, bro. Y'all took one of the Dud kids, the Dud kids, and put him on a gang? This has to be some type of crime. The Dud kids be having protections. You just can't do whatever you want to a Dud kid now, bruh. They are federally protected. So when we see videos of Crip Mac getting jumped and beat up and spanked, and they call it discipline because he did something wrong, that's not allowed. You can't put your hands on somebody who's mentally disabled. Not one of the Dud kids. Hell no, you can't do that, bro. That's not cool. Yo, I had a coworker. I was working at a Securitas. I had a coworker who left his shift early to go to one of the homes one of the Dud kids was in, right? She was turned out, I think, like 22 years old. He thought he was in the safe because she was 22 years old. He thought he could go to this residential living or whatever it was called, go inside, go to her bedroom, and knock down her goonies because she was 22 years old, man. He got arrested for it because Dud kids got protections. So if he got arrested for trying to knock down the goonies of a Dud kid who was 22 years old, I think like he was like 19 too. Like, right, like we were like mad young. He was like 19, she was 22. So she was older than him. But it doesn't matter. You can't take your freaky behind and try to go knock down some Dud goonies, bruh. That ain't cool. That ain't boo. So how come you can put them in a gang, give them a gun, and tell them go crash out? Crip Mac's only saving grace is he's too dumb to crash out. Yo, Crip Mac went to jail for a gun that didn't work. Crip Mac was out here showcasing his gun every chance he got. But when he got pulled over, the gun had no bullets in it. And the gun didn't even work. You try to squeeze the trigger, it's just like it doesn't squeeze. It didn't work. So Crip Mac is being recruited to put in work. He's just too dumb to put in the work. Now his mama actually spoke on them putting their hands on him and them jumping him. And like you could tell she's not okay with it. She even said, yo, it broke her deep down inside. But she also says she understands what's going on. But this was probably the last time that she gave like a kosher, like politically correct answer, because after this, she kind of just stopped pretending and started telling the real, like how she really felt.
Okay. She's bigger than the Samoans.
Wait. So then you come back from Texas, and that's when his gangbanging career really gets going.
No. That was way before.
Teenager.
Yeah.
Okay, but he was before that, but then he was no longer a gang member when you went to Texas, right? And then he becomes a gang member
when he gets to California.
Yeah. That's when he becomes 55th Street,
and
right?
He had all the issues with all the different sets and all that stuff. He worked it out. He took his DP like a man and called me in the middle of it saying, Mama, you owe some money? In the back seat of a car, and I'm crying saying, baby, are you okay? But I know he did it because he knew he had to.
Not a DP, but a put off.
No, it wasn't a put off. It was a DP.
Well, the one that you were that happened while you were famous was a DP, but what you were put off of.
Oh, I put off.
See, I don't know about that.
Yes.
Yep. I know he came out to live with his auntie for a while, and shout out.
But how stressful for you was that, knowing that you got a bunch of big, strong motherfuckers whooping your son's ass like that?
Broke my heart.
Yeah.
I called him right up. I said, what's going on? I see you on, TV. And he says, Mama Bear, I'm fine. I had to take care of what I had to take care of.
There's a lot of people after my DP. A lot of motherfuckers that ain't been to the hood in years.
Accountability is what it was, right, babe? Being accountable.
Definitely. You got to stand on
accountability is important.
You don't stand on something, you'll die behind nothing.
It's just that in the gangbanging world, accountability comes with, concussions and broken ribs and whatnot, right?
And a decision. And a decision to continue.
If it comes like that in those type of situations and beatings like that, you just got to do mode destruction on your enemies on the streets.
Always do destruction.
Or you look into why maybe you're doing what you're doing and you choose a different direction. People have different.
For you, take your enemies out more.
For you, that works for you until it stops working.
And more, and extra more until
it'll work for you until it stops working.
It's enough.
Crip Mac should be a case study on how infectious gangbang culture is. This man joined at 26 years old, and he knows every vocabulary, every slang. He knows the history of the history. And he's so mentally ill that he thinks he has mastered gangbanging. He thinks that people view him and look at him as this general. not really understanding, bro. People look at you and they see a goofy. Like, people look at you and they see a dweeb. People look at you and they see a dude who clearly is not a gangbanger. You are mentally ill Trevor who is cosplaying as a gang member. You're being taken advantage of. You're not the Crip Loc general you think you are. You just not. Nobody believes you. Nobody believes you are that. And he's too mentally ill to believe that. And he goes around these people and they laugh at him and they make jokes about him and they clown him and they take advantage of him. And it was towards the interview you really begin to see, one, his mom knows he's being taken advantage of. His mom knows there's nothing good coming from out of this. And while talking about it, man, she really couldn't contain her sadness anymore. Like, she pretended long enough and she just broke down. But the saddest part about it is, while she's breaking down, this is when you really begin to see how mentally ill Crip Mac is. It doesn't even register to him, right? Like, his mom is crying. I'm talking about like crying literal tears, but it doesn't register to him. Like, the emotions of, man, I'm a failure, I'm a loser, I'm a disappointment, my mom is embarrassed of me, that doesn't register. He's still cosplaying and continues to cosplay in the middle of her crying as this like super big Crip gangster when we know he's not. This is just really sad and pathetic.
Beautiful world.
What else do you want to let the people know about what this has all been like for you?
Oh my gosh, nerve-wracking. I just didn't know what to expect as far as, I don't know, I guess everything. When I had this child, I thought it was just going to go the traditional route. And for him to be such a big...
Hold on,
Wait, okay,
Mama Bear.
she's mid-sentence right
It's
here.
all right. Mama Bear, we have Coach Warren. Shout out Coach Warren.
Okay, but she was mid-sentence.
Hold on,
As a
Coach
respectful son, shouldn't you let her finish her thought before you interrupt and start
My
talking about
mind
some
spins.
random
Adam, can you cut that? I can't.
Okay.
Please.
Let's go.
Promise me.
Mama
you're
Bear,
gonna cut.
let's go. Go ahead.
Give me a second.
All right, she's trying to think.
I think you upset her by interrupting her.
Well, my mind spins so fast, I don't want to forget.
Yeah.
I understand it's challenging, and this is the real face of mental health and people who, you know, really need help. And I'm never going to give up on my son. That's the bottom line. And as hard as it is for me to get the words out right now, I need him to know that I love him and I support him. And we're going to get through this together. If anybody else is struggling, don't give up. Just hold on one more day.
Hold on. And gangbang to the day you die. Torture enemies till death. And stand on this.
And that's all I
55th
have.
Street, the best street. Program Time 5, Coach Warren, Falcon Face, my big homeboy. Instagram at Program Time 5. Get your clothes on. That's what I forgot. Mm-hmm.
There it is.
Yeah, they don't want to forget.
It's nothing like a mother's love.
Yeah, everything's going to see all right.
Amazing. Crip Mac.
You gotta feel her pain, bro. You went through 9 months of torment to give birth to a son who essentially won't be able to do anything for you. You went through 9 months of torment to give birth to somebody who won't be able to care for you when you are elderly, who won't be able to provide for you when you are elderly, who won't be able to pick you up when you're down as an elderly, because he's saying that his life mission is to go to jail, on death row, or to die. And he's doing all of this for some ashy that he met at the age of 26 years old. He wants to die and go to jail on death row and get the death penalty over some ashy ninjas that he met at the age of 26 years old. He want to die over a block that he moved to briefly at the age of 26 years old. Crip Mac right now lives on the outskirts. He lives nowhere near South Central. Crip Mac is petrified and terrified to go to South Central and actually be outside. He's petrified. He lives nowhere near 55th Street at all. But he's willing to die and go to jail for it, but he's not willing to die and stay free for his own mama. This right here is the psychological brainwashing of gangbanging. Let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think, man? If you're still watching this video and you want to watch another good video, click on this video right here somewhere on my screen, somewhere here or here or here, to find out how this Nolan Wells pool party picture changed literally everything. I'm going to see you guys in this Nolan Wells video. I'm out of here, folks. Peace.